Hi VC, this is Aaron with the Alamare. Today I am finishing out my C's of my collection, and probably going to be my mom's favorite section of records I have. She likes a lot of stuff, but three of her favorite bands are in this, or artists anyway. So I'm going to start off. Got this band called Creed. It's a 70s hard rock band. Pretty good stuff. Good hard rock from the 70s. You know, if you like that stuff, you'll love this. Good record. It's not the more modern Creed with Scott Stapp. I was never a big fan of new metal. It just never registered with me right. I don't know why. There's, like any genre though, there's always an artist or two or a song or two from any genre, even if I don't like it, that I like. So I never totally dismiss anything. And my tastes have changed a lot in my older years. So next off, we got a great band, Creedence Clearwater Revival. This is their first album here. This is one of the best sounding records I have in my entire collection. It's an audiophile pressing from Acoustic Sounds, and it just sounds amazing. It's like I said, one of the best sounding records I have. Great stuff. Susie Q, Put a Spell on You. You know, everything's good on here. Really good record. 99.5 won't do. I love that one. Yeah, I always liked Creedence, but I really got into them when I started listening to them more when my stepdad was around. Ron, he really got me into them more. So he had a couple records of them, and here's Bayou Country, another great record. Born on the Bayou, of course, on here. I love some Creedence. Really great band. You know, it's got Proud Mary, I think, on here yet. Keep on Chugolin. Bootleg. Yeah, great record. Then probably my favorite Creedence record, Cosmos Factory. Little beat up, I need a new copy. It sounds good though. Little pops and stuff, but there it is. But this is my favorite Creedence. Starts with Rambletown. We've got Traveling Band. Looking Out My Back Door, Run Through the Jungle, which is maybe my favorite Creedence song. I love that song. Up Around the Bend's great. We'll Stop the Rain. And the version I heard it through the grapevine on this. It's like 11 minutes long. It's the best version of that song I've ever heard. I love that version. I just love it. It's great. And we got some Green River, another great album. The title song is one of my favorites as well. Lodi, Bad Moon Rising, Tombstone Shadow, good stuff. They're all these Blue Fantasy labels. We got some Willie and the Poor Boys, another great one. I believe Up Around the Bend is on this, and Down on the Corner. Midnight Special. Yeah, this is good. Pendulum. Another record by them. This is where I thought they started getting a little weaker, not quite as strong. Those first 5 or so are just amazing. This is a good record too, though. This one has, what's it got, a Sweet Hitchhiker maybe on it? Nope, Hey Tonight. Pagan Baby. Yeah, this is a good record too. Have you ever seen The Rain? I mean, there's some good stuff in here. And then Mardi Gras, their last, I think it's their last record. This one is a little weaker than the others. But this is one with Sweet Hitchhiker, yeah. That's a pretty good song. Tearing Up the Country, Someday Never Comes. You know, they're all good. It's Creedence. It's on a different label there, around Mardi Gras. They got this Double Live Creedence in Europe. Good record. Got all their a lot of their great stuff on it. Double record. That label there. Yeah, I mean, it's just everyone knows their songs. They're great. And I prefer this as a live album. The Royal Albert Hall concert. It's really good. It's got a really good selection of songs, and they sound really good on this record. And this record, I lived in New York for 1 year, in Yorktown Heights, and I bought this at the mall. It's the only record I bought the whole time I lived in New York was Chronicle. So I like Creedence and had, you know, all their big hits on here. So I was buying mainly cassettes at that point in my life. So, but I bought that brand new at the mall because I loved it. Then we got the Crickets, In Style with the Crickets. It's actually the only Crickets album I own. It's a little beat up, as you can see. And it's the only one, it's without Buddy Holly, which sucks, but I need to get some of the Buddy Holly Crickets because I like him. Now I got one of my favorite artists. I grew up listening to this guy. It's and he's one of the only folk artists I really love a lot. I mean, I like a lot of folk, but this is my favorite folk artist, Jim Croce. You Don't Mess Around with Jim. Great song. I love that song. And it's too bad he died so young into his career, because he was great. Time in the Bottle's on here. Rapid Roy the Stock Car Boy, that's a great one. Operator, Photographs and Memories. He was a really good artist. And then this album here is still the same album I've had. This has been in my family since I was a little kid, in the early 70s. Life and Times, this is the one I listened to where I got to know him on. Great record. It's got Bad Boy, Leroy Brown, Roller Derby Queen's one of my favorites. It's just great stuff. These Dreams, Speedball Tucker. Great stuff. I Got a Name, another great one. Yeah, I love Jim Croce. He's really good. And this, this is a good one too. Working with the Car Wash Blues is on here. I have to Say I Love You in a Song. Yeah, it was cool hearing I Got a Name in, I think it was Django Unchained, the Quentin Tarantino movie. It really cracked me up when they were playing that in there. Really good song. And I got The Faces I've Been, double record. It's got a booklet thing here. It's not actually paper, it's kind of cardboard. It's pretty cool. It's got a bunch of early stuff he did. It's good. I prefer his other stuff, but this is good to have. And Photographs and Memories, greatest hits. A lot of people have this record. It's really good. It's got most of his best songs on it. There you go. I got the Jim Croce collection. All these compilations are very similar because he only put out like 4 albums. And then the very best of Jim Croce, this is a double record. Doesn't have a track listing on the cover, you have to get them out. But there you go. And then there's K-Tel, greatest hits. So I grew up listening to Jim Croce. I've always liked him a lot. Here's another great band, Crosby, Stills and Nash, their debut. This is an amazing record. I prefer them with Neil Young, but I like their older stuff with just them too. This is a good record. It's got a lot of great songs on here. Good stuff. Another Crosby, Stills and Nash. This is a pretty decent record too. I don't like it as well as their first, but it's good. And then Daylight Again. All their stuff's good. I mean, they're great musicians. David Crosby and Stephen Stills, Graham Nash, of course. Great stuff. Then we get into the stuff I like a little better than. We got Deja Vu. Really good album. I loved it when they added Neil Young. He just added a different element. I like Neil Young a lot. And then I got some Four-Way Street. Great live album. Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Good stuff here. And then I got this David Crosby, Stephen Stills, David Crosby and Graham Nash. That's a good record too. Get into a little bit of yacht rock. I always liked Christopher Cross though. This is his first album. It's got Sailing and what was the other big hit off here? Ride Like the Wind. Yeah, it's pretty good stuff. And then his second album here had Think of Laura on it. And here's a pretty underrated band from the 80s. I like them, Crowded House. This is a good record all the way through. They're a good band, Now We're Getting Somewhere, Don't Dream It's Over, great song, Something So Strong. This whole album's pretty good though. They're a good band. And then I really love this band, The Cult, Electric. This is a great album here. You got Peace Dog and Wildflower and, Love Removal Machine. Do a version of Born to Be Wild on here. It's really good. I like The Cult a lot. Unfortunately, I only have 2 records of them. I need to get more of them. The other one I have of them is this newer, it's pretty new. Well, new compared to that. Born Into This is a rockin' album. Really, really good. Really solid record. It's a little heavier actually than most of their stuff. Good record. And then Culture Club, not my favorite, but they're, they are what they are. There's one with Karma Chameleon on it. And then one of my favorite singers of all time, Burton Cummings from the Guess Who. This is his first solo album. And this album, I've heard they're his first two solo albums a lot because when I grew up, we had them on vinyl and on 8 tracks. I heard them in the car. So I've heard these probably more than the Guess Who even, and I've heard a Guess Who a lot. They're one of my favorite bands. But this has got, it's got I'm Scared, and That's Enough, the Ray Charles cover. Your Backyard's really good. Stand Tall was a pretty big hit for him. And Nikki Hoki's kind of goofy, but it's really good. And my favorite song in here is Birch Magic. I love Birch Magic. It has a really good Moog synthesizer he does on it. And it's just really energetic. Killer song. Killer album. And what we're listening to right now is the second record, My Own Way to Rock. This is probably my favorite album he did. It's really good. It's got what is it? Come On By, the second song, was actually written by Bob Seger. And it sounds like a Bob Seger song. And My Own Way to Rock on here, Charlemagne, one of the best ballads ever, Timeless Love is on here. A song called Framed, which he does really good. It's an old song, really bluesy, good song. A song for him is one of the best songs he ever did. I love a song for him, great song. I like all those songs. I've heard them so much. It's just like, makes me feel like I'm back in the 70s. And then you had Dream of a Child, another good record. I don't know this one quite as well because I didn't have it when I was younger, but it's good. It's got Break It to Them Gently, which is a great song. I Will Play a Rhapsody is really good. Dream of a Child, that song is really good. But he's just such an amazing vocalist and piano player, and he plays all kinds of instruments. He's a great musician. Then I got this Sweet Sweet. It's the last album I have of him. And the only song that really, You Save My Soul, is really good. And other than that, it's a little weaker than his other albums, but it's good. I mean, you can't go wrong with anything he sings on. He's a great singer. And I'm gonna finish out with a heavy, more modern band called Croce Samsara, and it's a really good record. I like this. It's like I always say I don't like a lot of modern metal, but there's a lot of it I do like too. This is a pretty cool and a purple record here. This is a good record. This might have been their only one they ever did. I'm not sure. They might have had one more, but I really enjoy this. It's heavy, almost. It's kind of like progressive, almost doom metal. Not really. It's not the slow plodding doom though. It's good. It's really good stuff. So all right, there we go. And thank you for watching. And rock on.